And see, here's the thing, right?
Not there yet.
Right. Your real estate agent needs to be Mike Tyson for you. Not Mike Tyson when he fought Buster Douglas, but Mike Tyson when he was younger and knocking people out in 20 seconds.
Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow.
All right. Hope everyone's doing fantastic today. It is Saturday. We are pushing through. I picked up 2 listings this week. One of them was $1.5 million. It was an expired property. Now, when I shoot for these expired calls, and I've got some expired calls I'm making today, I've got 4 expireds that I want to go after and 7 FSBOs that I want to go after. And I'm going to record the whole session unless I run into something where I have to stop. But when we're going after these expireds, we want them to tell us a story. It's all that matters. Don't try to convert them. Don't come at it from the perspective of you trying to get them to list their house with you. You want to find out a story. So people ask me all the time, what's the script for expireds? You know, is it written out? Do you have a long drawn out thing that shows how you attack the expireds? Expireds are easy. Good morning. My name's Shane. I'm a local real estate agent. Is this Jim? Yeah. Hey, Jim, I saw you had a property over on Johnson Street that expired yesterday off the market. Whatever happened with that? Whatever happened with that is the script. Because what's going to happen at that point, Jim's going to ask, he's going to start telling us the story behind it coming off the market. Well, I'm going to put it back on. Oh, okay. Are you interviewing other agents? Or are you going to go back with the agent that you used already? Right? Or he says, we decided to keep it off the market. Oh, I got you. That makes sense. You guys going to ride out the holidays and then maybe list it in the spring? Is that sort of the game plan? Yeah. Okay, great. Well, let me ask you this. If it had sold, where were you guys going to go? Right? Get them going down their brain on the path of it selling again so that we can see if maybe we can work out a way where it's back on the table to sell it now. Right? But if not, that's fine. We're developing these relationships so that we can do deals with them when they are ready. It's not necessarily about getting a deal right now, but we are going to find a lot of deals right now. It's more about getting them to tell you a story, getting them to trust you because you're listening to that storytelling, you're offering advice, or you're asking questions in that storytelling, whatever the case may be. We want to get them to tell us a story and then see where it goes. For sale by owners are a little bit different. I have a very structured approach that I use for going after for sale by owners. I'll go over that before I start making those calls. But right now, I'm going to shoot these last few expired calls, and I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at so that you can see what I'm seeing. All right, so this first one is a waterfront 3/4 of an acre building lot. It's already got a bulkhead in place, may even have a pier in place already as well. Let me see. Okay, it doesn't look like it. All right, let me show you guys what I'm looking at here so you can see what I'm seeing. Looks like they just bought it for $260 earlier this year. Now they're trying to sell it for $274.9. So it appears they're getting out of a situation, whatever that situation may be. Let me pull you guys back up so I can show you what I'm looking at. All right. Here we go. So this is the property. It's this piece of land right here nestled between this house and between this house. There's 2 houses down here, yet 3 piers. So I'm thinking one of these piers belongs to this piece of property. But you can see it's drone photos. So I would do the same thing. It's a good description of the property. Yeah, I would say that pier, absolutely. This pier belongs to, yeah, this is the piece of property right here. So I'm thinking that pier belongs to it. But yeah, I would do drone photos, highly similar to what they have going on here, you know, to show how it's positioned and it's on the water and all that stuff. This is just fine. There we go. Yeah, not a bad piece. I'm not big on picking up land listings, expired or FSBO, but for $275,000, I'll pick it up and I'll do it justice. And if it sells, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. But they're a bit harder to sell. You have to find somebody that wants to buy a raw piece of land and build a house on it. But picking up the listings are fairly easy by comparison, because there's not really a house to look at. There's no need to worry about inspections. This already has a septic permit on file, so no need to worry about even a septic site, a soil evaluation, because they've already done that. Let me see. Let me go over here. We're going to pull this back up so that I can see the details. All right, so let's see what Mr. or Mrs. Bowen have to say. Love making these calls. Love hearing the phone ring. I don't think it picks up on the microphone. Love hearing the phone ring. We're in here creating business out of nothing.
Hey, it's Donna. I can't get the call right now, but if you'll leave me a message, I'll get back with you.
I sure will,
as soon as
Jonna.
possible. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Jonna, my name is Shane. I'm a local real estate agent, and I saw you guys had a piece of waterfront property over there on Fernwood Court that had come off of the market. I just wanted to reach out and see what was going on with that. If you get a minute, give me a call at 252-722-4740. Thank you much. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. All right, now something to do, guys. This is very important. When you make one of these calls, you leave a voicemail or you send them a text message hoping that they call you back. Lock their contact in. Lock them in for their name. In this particular case, the name is going to be Jonna, expired, and Fernwood Court. So if Jonna calls me back next week, I can answer the phone. Hey, Jonna, how you doing? Because I'll see her name right on the screen. And she goes, hey, Shane, you called me last week. I'm sorry, I was away on vacation. And it's like, yeah. I saw you had a property expired off the market over there on Fernwood Court. Wanted to see what was going on with that, right? You can slide right into your script. You avoid that awkward moment of, hello, this is Shane. And they go, hey, Shane, you called me last week. And it's like, I got you. Who am I talking to? And they say, well, you called me. It's like, okay, well, I call a lot of people. I'm a real estate agent in the area. There's this weird moment of trying to figure out what kind of call it is. If you lock them in, Jonna, expired, and then Fernwood Court. So that's the whole name. That whole thing will come up on your screen when they call back. You know before you answer it exactly what kind of call it is, and you can very comfortably slide right into your rhythm on those types of calls. Really important. It has saved me a ton doing it that way. So now I'm going to put a message, a note, voicemail, 1111. All right. Now we're on to the next one. The next one is a waterfront piece of property, was listed for $550. It canceled after 235 days on the market. Doesn't look like it went under contract at any point. It started out at $620,000. It is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,100 square foot waterfront property. So let me pull this thing up so you guys can see what I'm seeing. And this may also give Jonna a minute to call me back if she was just screening her calls. It's another kiss of death is to get right on the next phone call, and then that person call you back 2 minutes after you called them, and you're not able to answer because you're talking to a human being. And then like, okay, well, this is one of those agents that doesn't answer his phone. And we can't have that. We can't have them thinking that. All right, screen share. I want you guys to see this house. All right. So waterfront property, a little over 2,100 square feet. Expired off the market at $550. You can see it's right on the Sound. This one's on the Pamlico Sound. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Right, nice. Has a pier. Vaulted ceiling in the living room. Oh, check it out, guys. What does the orientation of this photo tell you? Right? It tells me not only the orientation, but the haziness of the photo, the lack of crispness. This is a cell phone. And that's a cell phone. Matter of fact, I don't know if you can see it, but reflected in this black refrigerator is, I'm going to assume, an agent holding their cell phone snapping photos. Now, this agent took the time to turn his cell phone sideways, but what didn't he do? He didn't level out. They didn't level out the photos. You see how the cabinets look like they're running downhill? Right? So, not a professional. Cell phone. Again, this is, I mean, he wanted to get a nice wide angle here, so he turned the cell phone sideways. This hurts my eyes. The fact that these cabinets that we know inherently are nice and level, a contractor hung these, he put his level on top of these and made them nice and level. In this photo, looks like the house is running downhill. Unacceptable. I'm such a big proponent of quality photos. Oh, check it out. So we did not catch him or her in the mirror. It happens from time to time, though, where you catch them in the mirror. Now, see, I'm confused here because this is, obviously, you can tell these windows were cut out, right? A photographer did this photo. And I would dare say, a real photographer did this photo. Yep, I like that one. Not bad. I'm assuming he got this from his clients. Here we go. So why would we have good photos mixed in with cell phone photos? Here we go again. Obviously, a professional photographer did this one. I'm confused. All right, so I had to do a little pause here because I was a bit confused. These are wood cabinets in this kitchen. This is fantastic photography, right? It's clear, it's crisp, the color matching's done nicely. You know, the shadows are down. It's got these really nice wooden cabinets. Everything's nice and level. All your verticals are vertical, right? It has this nice kitchen table. And I thought, I didn't think the cabinets were brown. So then you back up. We're going to back up to the look. The cabinets are gray. So what is it? Is it brown cabinets? Or is it gray cabinets? Because in this photo, you got gray cabinets, that same table, right? And then you fast forward to real photography, I'm assuming at some point in the future, and you've got tan cabinets. So I have to think that these are photos from different points in time that they just cobbled all together on one listing. And here we are. Nobody knows what they're even getting. So this will be something that we talk about. Hey, I see brown cabinets in some of your photos, dark gray cabinets in other photos. What happened with that? That's kind of confusing, right? Let them tell you a story. We need these expireds to tell us stories, right? The better we get at hearing their stories out and listening to the issues that they have and the things they're trying to accomplish, the better we'll get at picking up these listings. Let me do this. We're going to drop that down. We'll drop this down. We're going to get the description back up. So it's on the market for 235 days, and it never went under contract. It didn't go pending at all in that period of time. And let me do a quick peruse. Okay. So let's see what David has to say.
Self-enclosure spas. I'm sorry I missed your call. Please leave a message. Speak slowly and clear.
All right. Stand by. I'm going to pull a new number. That was a business line. We're going to get a personal number for this gentleman. I'll be right back. All right. Went in, found another phone number for David, and let's see what he has to say about this house over here. Be ruthless, people, right? Turn over every stone. You want to have these conversations. The more conversations you have, the more listings you're going to pick up. It's just that easy.
Reach the number that has been.
Okay, so for David, I have a work line, and he's not in there on a Saturday. So we're going to put him down for a callback. We'll put him down for a callback on Monday. Business. Call Monday. All right. Highlight that one so that I can remember. Set them for a callback. All right. So the next one is, let's see here. The next one is much less sexy, right? It's more a starter home. Brick house, 150,000, 1,600 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Looks like it was on the market 61 days. It went under contract and fell through for whatever reason. We want to hear, and this was canceled, so we want to hear a story. We want to find out what the deal was with that. All right, so we're going to pull up these photos. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. And this is another prime example. Let's get back to you guys so you can see what I'm seeing. Prime example. There's nothing in the description about this metal roof, which metal roofs never die unless the storm comes through and blows them off. Obviously not professional photos. We're out here photographing trees and stuff. That metal building, that's a fairly nice piece to have out there. You're probably talking a $15,000, maybe $20,000 metal building. And so far, like, they haven't shown anything of the inside of the house yet. Now we get inside and look, we're taking the worst. I get it. This is a starter home. It needs a lot of updating and all that stuff, but take some real photos. Take some wide angle photos so you can see more of the kitchen other than just the refrigerator and that doorway. Highlight this property better, right? If you look at this bedroom picture, I'm assuming this is a bedroom and this is a closet. All we see is a corner. If you don't have 3 walls in your image, you can't envision scale of the room, right? This could be, looking at this corner, this bedroom could be 10 by 10, or it could be 30 by 30. And there's no way to know one way or the other which one of those you're facing. So really poor photography. Not a great house, but even houses like this sell. Look, they even stocked the fireplace with firewood, so you can have a fire in there for those cold winter nights. Like, this house could have been highlighted so much better than what it was. I'm a big fan of good photos. I don't care what kind of house it is. I do drones. See, I'm a drone pilot, and I also do my own photography. I've got a $4,000 Nikon camera, really nice lens. I've got my own drone. I've got my drone pilot's license. So I have control over the quality of the product that I'm putting out. And I've control over my own schedule. I'm not waiting for photographers. I'm not waiting for drone pilots. I'm not at the mercy of the quality that they send me. I'm the one in control of that. And I'm a big, big fan of just fantastic photos. So let's jump on here. Let's see who are we calling here? Miss Sanders. Let's see what Miss Sanders has to say.
Greetings and thank you for calling. You have reached 919-332-4114. Please feel free to leave your name and telephone number so that your call can be returned. If you are experiencing a clinical emergency, please hang up and dial 911 or drive to your nearest emergency room. Once again, I would like to thank you for calling and make it a great day. Bye for now.
Hey, Miss Sanders, my name is Shane. I'm a local real estate agent, and I was calling about your property over there on Long Ridge Road. If you would, give me a call, please. My number is 252-722-4740. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend, and we will talk soon. All right, now we're going to add that contact in there. I'm actually not going to call it expired. It's canceled. Long Ridge Road. I had an agent in yesterday, and we were talking about locking in all the names and stuff. She said, well, how many contacts do you think a phone can hold? And I said, I have no idea. So she Googled it, and Google told her that your phone can hold 30,000 contacts. I'm probably not going to reach that. So lock everybody in. You never know. Miss Sanders might not call me back for 2 or 3, 4 weeks, whatever. Right? Who knows? When she calls back, hey, Miss Sanders, how you doing? She'll go, good, Shane. You called me a while back about my property. Yeah, I saw you had a property canceled off the market back over there on Long Ridge Road. And it canceled a while back off of the market. Whatever happened with that? Like there's zero awkwardness in these calls when they call back. If you have an awkward moment in a call, a lot of times you lose that prospect. They're gone. So the better we can get at not having those awkward moments, the better success rate we're going to have. All right, so let's look here. "92 days. All right. This is an interesting one. This is, I say new construction, is built last year, 2022. And for whatever reason, they put it on the market. Nice house, pretty good photos. Maybe even a professional photographer, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell with the way. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. This was on the market for 92 days at almost 600,000, and then they canceled it off the market. Share screen. Go back to the first photo. All right, so let's see if you guys are seeing it. Yep, you're seeing it. Okay, so this is the house. Like I say, it's just about 600,000. Nice house. You see, when I'm looking for professional photography, I'm looking for clear images through the windows. And you see how these windows are all blown out. Might not be a professional photographer, but it's at least somebody that went in that had some idea of how to do photography. And who knows, there are some photographers out there maybe like that look, that blown out look. But it's not something that I typically see with somebody who really knows their way around Lightroom and Photoshop to make those images look much more crisp. But that having been said, I don't think this is somebody in there with their cell phone just snapping photos. Could be. But yeah, nice place. And there's a story involved in this. It was on for 90 days. So you guys just bought it. What were you leaving for? What's the deal there? So let me get that back up so I can look at the description. 568,000. It's 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,718 square feet. Got a VA assumable loan at 5.25. That's awesome. Space 5-bed, comfortable space for the whole family. Seems like next to the downstairs and we use bedroom, suite, office. Confused. It's got in the description, it's got a North Carolina license number, but it doesn't match the license number of the agent who listed it. So is Jeremy a real estate agent?
You have reached the voicemail of Jeremy Griffith. Sorry, I can't reach the phone right now. Please leave your name and your number, and I'll return the call. Thank you.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time. Goodbye.
All right. So Jeremy's mailbox is full. Let's send Jeremy a text message with his first name and a question mark. All right. Now we're going to lock him in as a contact. So now Jeremy is saved. So we have him done. That is all 4 of the expireds. Didn't get a conversation with an expired, but that's okay. It doesn't mean I'm not going to get a conversation. I have left voicemails. I sent a text message, first name, question mark. While I'm gearing up for the FSBO piece of today, we may get a call back or we may get a text back and we can get into a conversation with someone. So let's switch gears over here. Let's start with this one. All right, so the first one is going to be FSBO that has been on Zillow for 3 days. It's got no photos. The only photo of it is the satellite picture, like overview of, I guess, that part of the state. No way to tell anything about it. In the description, it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot mobile home sitting on. Does not say how big the lot is. How big is the lot? So in my notes, we're going to talk about all that. All of that's important. All right, let's see if we can have a FSBO conversation. Again, these little ones like this, 150, 190,000, they're not real sexy, but they'll sell, and it's another deposit into your bank account, right? It's another closing for your year. Why not? As long as they're not, like, I won't travel a huge distance to get over to one, but this one here is 30 minutes away from me, so it is well within my range. All right, let's see what we've got to say about this thing. First non-negotiable. Good afternoon. My name's Shane. First non-negotiable. Good afternoon. My name's Shane. I'm a local real estate agent. I see you have a property for sale by owner on Cartwright Road. Is that right? Let's see. Not sure why that hung up.
Has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
All right. On the first call to a FSBO, I never, ever, ever leave a voicemail. First call, I don't do that. I send them a text message, first name, question mark, which piques their curiosity. Now let me go here and get, I'm going to pause this while I go grab a phone. All right, so I went to forewarn first. I put the phone number in that's entered on Zillow, and it came back with some names, but no addresses that match this address. So I had to go to the tax records. Okay, so I got a text back, and it's a wrong number. We usually don't get this on Zillow. So the homeowner puts the phone number in for us to reach out to. And apparently this number is no good. So I'm going to dig a little bit on the homeowner's information, see if I can pull a number for the homeowner. And we're going to try this again. Be right back. All right. Rosine Sanders is calling back. She has a canceled property. Hey, Miss Sanders.
Yes, this
Hi.
is. How are you?
Doing fantastic. How's your weekend going so far?
Oh, so far so good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was calling. I saw this beautiful little brick rancher. My name's Shane. I'm sorry. I'm a local real estate agent. And I saw this little brick house over here on Long Ridge Road that came off the market. And I'm dying to hear a story as to what happened with that.
You don't want to really hear this.
Oh,
But you are a real estate agent. Where about is your office located?
my office is in Edenton. That's where I live with my wife and my two girls. And I sell all over. So I've got one listed down in Plymouth right now. I actually have 16 listings at the moment, but my range is anywhere from up around Currituck down to Beaufort.
Okay.
And I sell a bunch of real estate. I'm in the top 1% for the MLS. So I get a lot of these things sold. And it looked like
Okay.
this one was maybe, I've got it up on my screen here. It looks like you got this one under contract and it fell apart.
Yes. So what happened is we've listed this beautiful ranch home as an as-is sale.
Uh-huh.
My father passed away,
I'm sorry
and
to
my
hear
mom
that.
passed prior to him. Yes, and so we inherited the home. My sister and I haven't lived in Plymouth for over 2 or 3 decades, and so we
Okay.
managed to do all the estate stuff from a distance,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
had lots of other, things that we've been managing, and it just didn't work out with us and the other realtor, and the deal fell apart.
Sorry to hear that. Did
Or
they say
just
why
the
it fell
deal fell.
apart?
Yes. So the inspection report was done,
Okay.
and because there haven't been a lot of renovations, they were asking for vaporization of the crawl space. For
Okay.
an example, that's $16,000 or something stupid. Maybe the bill for the crawl space included vaporization, might have just been $4,000. I own a
Yeah.
home in Raleigh that I purchased a year and a half ago. Those were things that I was looking for, but I didn't expect that the owner would have to do it. So, for example, I wanted a yard with a fence.
Right.
And if that was my priority, I wasn't expecting someone to put a fence in a home that I decided to get. I would have had to suck that up.
Yep.
So basically, our realtor seemed to be leaning toward agreements with the buyer and the buyer's agent. So the deal came where our 150 came down to 118 or not a deal. And my sister and I, who are not hurt for cash, said not a deal.
Not a chance in the world. Nah, and see, here's the thing, right?
Not there yet.
Right. Your real estate agent needs to be Mike Tyson for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and not Mike Tyson when he fought Buster Douglas, but Mike Tyson when he was younger and knocking people out in 20 seconds. Like, you need that real estate agent.
So let's say my sister formerly was a real estate agent, and I'm actually a clinical psychologist. So we try to mix the two, psychology, the marketing and the whatever, in terms of us pulling our brains together. But she is the point person. So I appreciate you giving me a call, and I want to give you like my email address and invite you to send me a text with your information so I can research you. But she's the person who found the last one, and she has found a second person who we are in the middle of figuring out. I was just emailing her about the things that we haven't gotten to get started with this next person. So this would be a good time for you to give my sister a call.
Okay. You want to do a 3-way?
No.
So okay. I love it.
Just say,
I love it.
Direct, but my sister and I do things very differently, and I have learned it's easier for me to lean on her opinion,
her strengths, right?
To try to be more to go my way or reasoning that I come up with.
Yep.
It takes me too much effort. So unless she's being way too wild, I just go with what she say.
Absolutely.
So you need to talk to her, because if you change her mind, then I'm okay with it. But I'm not okay trying to change her mind, because she thinks she's going down this other path with this other person that ain't sent us stuff from yesterday.
Oh my goodness. Well, when you and I get off the phone, before we get off the phone, I'm gonna get your email and I'm gonna send you over my resume. I don't just send over like my business card or something where you can just have an idea. I'm sending over my resume that really goes deep into what I do, how I do it, that kind of thing. And I actually specialize in expired properties and for sale by owner properties, because they're the ones where the people either had a bad experience like you guys did, or the marketing was weak, and so they just didn't get it sold, or they didn't have a strong negotiator. And I used to be, so I was a home builder for a long time, but in 2008, when the market went bad, I went and joined a police force in Virginia and ended up running on a narcotics unit with 8 detectives, and then got sworn to the FBI Drug Task Force. And I went up and down the East Coast tearing off cartel members. Now, I say all that to say, I bring my skills in the box and interrogations and in interrogation and interviews and the psychology of tells and whatnot into my negotiations with the other agents, working with, you know, the other buyers to try and make sure you guys are getting the best deals. So you need somebody like that that's going to be attentive to detail and on your side, not on the other person's side.
Absolutely, that'll be it. So here's my email address. And like I said, you can send me that information, and I can go ahead and forward that to her.
Okay.
I don't really know her email by memory. I typically start typing in her name, and it fills out the rest of it.
Yep.
Yeah, and so and whatever she says, that's what we'll do.
Sounds good. Is she still an active agent, or she used to be one?
She used to be one.
Gotcha.
I think that the requirement for the license, she stopped doing it. So she knows enough to be dangerous, but it's been some years.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, when I hang up, I'll send you the email first, and then I'll reach out to her.
That sounds great. Thank you for giving me a call.
Absolutely. You have a fantastic weekend, and let me know if you need something.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So make them laugh, right? We're going to send her an email. And see, people are about Johnny on the spot. They want things to occur quickly, right? She said this agent that they were talking about getting or whatever hadn't responded since yesterday, hadn't got them over the things they needed, whatever. So, and I might be too late, right? The sister may be dedicated to the agent that she already had. Who knows? But either way, we will see here. So we're going to send out, I'm going to pause this video while I send this email right quick with my resume so that they get it right away. Right back. All right. So that email has been sent. Now we're going to give her a moment. All right. So I got a call back from the guy who had the nice house, the house that just got built. I got a text back from him. Who's this? I sent Jeremy ? And he sent back a text. Who's this? This was a canceled property. See if we can get them on the phone. Man, you get some people that are just chronic non-answers. So I sent them.
Sorry, I can't reach the phone right now. You can leave your name and number.
He's just not going to answer the phone, right? I sent him a text message, Jeremy ? He didn't answer the phone. His voicemail was full. So I sent him a question mark and Jeremy ? And he sends back, who is this? So I try calling him again because now I know he has his phone in his hand and he doesn't answer the phone again. Sorry, your voicemail is full. Was calling about the house you had for sale in Moyock. Yeah, your voicemail is full. I can't even leave you a message and tell you why I'm calling because your voicemail box is full. Okay. So now we're going to switch gears. We're going to go back to this one. I'm going to call the young lady's sister, Doris.
Hello?
Hey, Doris.
Yes.
Hey, my name is Shane. I just got off the phone with your sister, and she told me you were the one that I needed to speak with. How are you today?
Okay. I'm doing okay. How about you?
Good, good. So I'm a local real estate agent here in the area, and I saw your brick house over there on Long Ridge Road came off the market. And your sister told me a little bit about the story behind why it came off the market. but said you were the one kind of running point on it. And I wanted to reach out. I sell a lot of houses in the area. I have a lot of success doing it, and kind of see where you guys were and how I could help you maybe.
Yes, sir. Okay. I do have a little sinus allergy going on.
Oh, you're good.
Today.
This is the season. My wife, I tell you what, my wife has horrible allergies, and she goes, there's not even any leaves left on the trees. How in the world am I this messed up? And we looked it up, and it was like ragweed and grass, or ragweed pollen and grass pollen were high.
Okay.
And it's like, come on now. We're in the cold months. That ought to be gone.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking.
I know.
Okay. Yeah. So yes, I'm glad you called.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We're in the middle of kind of vetting people, and we are looking for someone that can really help us. So what questions do you have?
Okay, so your sister was telling me that it seemed like the last agent that you guys had was playing for the other team and trying to convince you guys that y'all needed to bend when you'd already bent a long ways. I've got 16 listings right now. I sell a lot of real estate in the area. And just to tell you a little bit about me, I am a drone pilot, a licensed drone pilot. So every one of my listings gets drone photography. And what I found is that even when I'm in a competitive area where there's 2 or 3, maybe 4 homes that are all highly similar, the one that has drone photography sells first, virtually every time. I got really fed up in the beginning of this year, around February, because I had 5 listings that I was getting live on the MLS in 1 week. And I called my photographer. He was out of town. So he referred me over to another professional photographer in the area. And the gentleman came out and did all 5 photo shoots in a day, and then sent me photos that my daughter could have done better. I've got a 10 and a 13-year-old. I mean, they were horrible photos. They had his reflection in some of them. They had sunspots on them. The photos of the house from the front, the house wasn't level. So the camera was, I don't know what he was doing with the camera, but you can fix all that stuff. So I got really fed up, and I said, you know what? I'm already in a position where I'm dependent on these photographers and their schedule to get out and accommodate me. So I went out and I bought a $4,000 camera get up, a really nice Nikon and a really nice lens. And I took a couple of courses on real estate photography, and now I produce photos that are as good as anybody else out here doing it professionally. And I have total control over those photos. So when I was kind of looking at what you guys had before, it is kind of a starter home, and it needs updating, and it's an as-is property and that kind of thing. But great photos can really make a big difference. You know, highlighting the fact that it has that nice metal roof on it really can make a huge difference. Highlighting the fact that brick never goes out of style makes a huge difference. And there's just so much of that stuff that didn't get done the first time around. And I think with the proper marketing and stuff, it would go for sure. I mean, it's priced right. People are dying to get into these little brick homes and put their touch on it. And I know that doesn't exactly go to what you asked me. You asked what questions I had for you.
Well, no, that information was pertinent as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I am a realtor as well. It's just that I have not, I'm active. I just have not serviced.
Gotcha.
For probably 10 years, I've been working at, a company for the last. So I do understand the language.
Yes.
And what's important. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's good. So, that sounds good. I think, let me ask you one or two questions.
Absolutely.
What is your commission?
5%. Now, but now that is a flexible commission. So what I mean by that, worst case scenario, 5%. That's if I represent you guys and another agent brings us a buyer. But I do a lot of my own marketing. I do a lot of these cold calls like this, where I'm reaching out to people in the community, reaching out to other homeowners. And what I always ask, let's say I called you and you really weren't interested, right? Because you come across a lot of people in these cold calls where they're like, no, I've already got an agent, or no, we're just going to keep it, or whatever. I always end with, well, hey, let me ask you something. Is that your only property? because what that does is it opens up a whole nother line of communication about investors. And so if they say, well, no, we have 3 other rentals, and it's like, oh, okay, are you looking to grow your portfolio? Right? Because I do a lot of these calls and I may come across something that would lend itself really well to a rental property. And I pick up a lot of investors that way, where they want me to put these properties in front of them. And so I say all that to say, when we're talking about commission, if I bring the buyer to the table through the proactive work that I do, I knock it down to 4%. So that saves you a little bit of money instead of the 5%, because there won't be another agent that I have to split it with. So for me, it just makes sense to go ahead and give you guys a break in that respect.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Let me see. If we decide to go with you, which we're pretty savvy. We can make up our mind pretty quickly.
Yeah.
If we see and hear what we need to hear and see.
Right.
When would you be able to get contracts over? Is it through office? What is it? Office sign?
So for me, it would be through DocuSign or DigiSign. It's the same thing, but yeah.
Okay. All right. And when do you think you could get a contract over? Because we're really trying to get it on the back on the market as soon as possible.
I can have a contract over to you within an hour.
Okay.
And then I would do, so as far as getting it up on the MLS, since I don't have to wait for a photographer, I would, now today would be a bad day because of the overcast and the drizzle and all that. But if it were sunny tomorrow afternoon after church, I would ride out there, go ahead and get the photos, and then we would have it on Monday.
Okay. All right.
I'm a Johnny on the spot kind of guy. You know, you go ahead and knock stuff out, because like I told your sister, I said, because she told me the thing about the other agent and how they were trying to convince you guys that y'all needed to bend to the demands that they had for the crawl space thing or whatever. And I said, look, here's the deal. Your agent should be Mike Tyson for you, right? And not Mike Tyson when he fought Buster Douglas, but Mike Tyson when he was knocking people out in 20 seconds. That's the agent that you need working for you.
Yeah.
That isn't taking mess off people and is looking after your best interest, not just trying to get a deal to close.
Right. And when you say Mike Tyson, I'm talking about we need the Mike Tyson that would bite your ears off.
You got that right. Determined to win at all costs.
Think about it, actually, and you say your name is Shane.
Shane, yes, ma'am.
When I think about it, I think about an attorney. How many attorneys know that they're representing somebody that has committed a heinous crime,
right? But
they still have to go in court and do their job and represent. And I don't feel it's right now. You know, if you commit a crime, you do the time.
Right.
However, but I'm just saying, this is the type of mentality a real estate, agent should have for their client.
Right.
And I do understand that that's what was happening, and like you said, it was to get a close, and that's fine. I was glad when you sent the information if we want to sever ties. So because I didn't want to bring it up, because then I didn't want her trying to get no kind of commission from us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she brought it up, and here we are. But yes, now Shane, what is your last name? And
Noblin, Noblin.
Okay.
And I sent Rosine over my resume. So that's got a lot of this stuff in it as well.
Okay.
With my background and all that.
Okay. And your name, the name of your company?
EXP Realty.
Okay, yeah, I've seen some of that.
So then that's something else as well, though. See, I push a lot of my marketing up north because we're a global brokerage. And so a lot of my marketing within EXP gets pushed to New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. Reason being, there's a lot of people in those areas that are transplanting down here, and they want to come to North Carolina, but they don't necessarily know anything about North Carolina. So they don't know to look for Plymouth, right? But if the right property gets laid on their table in front of them while they're closing their house up in New York or New Jersey or whatever, a lot of times the house brings them here. So I end up getting a lot of my cash sales are from people up north that are transplanting down here through this push that I do.
Sounds good. Yeah, that's what we're looking for too. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Yes, sir. I'm going to just, I know my sister, she's working, but I'm just going to text her, and then I probably will give you a call right back as soon as she communicates with me, that we can move forward, and she's looked at everything.
Do you want me to send you my resume directly? That way you don't have to like worry about her sending it while she's at work?
She don't have to send me your resume. Once she looks it over, because she's very thorough.
She's a psychologist. I like that. Or yeah, that's right. You guys are dangerous between what you do and what she does. Oof.
We definitely, our dad definitely instilled, and our mom was a hard worker too, but he was an entrepreneur and everything. So he did instill in us the business ethics part of it. So
don't mess with the Sanders sisters.
That's right. Someone like you to pull us through, because we've been through a lot.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I have a lot of fun giving people that are in y'all situation where you've been through the ringer and you got the excitement of going under contract and then the devastation of it falling apart. Like, y'all need a big win. And my goal is this. Number one, I think our industry, because you're part of it too, even if you're not actively doing it right now, is filled up with a lot of amateurs. And when I say amateurs, I don't mean brand new agents. I just mean agents that aren't really about their business. Right. Exactly. And so you have to bring a professional flair to it. And right now, out of the 2,000 agents in our area association, I'm ranked 18th. And 8 of those that are above me are entire teams. So I'm in the top 10 out of 2,000 agents in my area. So I have a lot of fun in getting these big wins.
Okay, good. Now, I also want to know, how long do you generally have a contract? How long are your contracts?
So you'll like this. Let me get all the way to the end, though. The default on my contracts is 12 months. However, with every contract, I send a termination page. It's filled out completely. It's got the address, it's got the date of the contract, it's got my signature already on it, it's got everything on it. Even, let's say we go 1 week and you guys go, Shane pulled the wool over our eyes. He had a good talk, but his game didn't match up to what his talk was. All you have to do is take that page that you already have in your possession, sign the bottom of it, and scan it over to me, text it over to me, whatever, get it to me however you can get it to me. I pull the listing out of the MLS. I go grab my sign and lock box. We shake and part as friends, and there's no penalty to you guys. You aren't paying for the photography. You aren't paying for any of my marketing. It's a no muss, no fuss thing. Now, if you're just, occasionally I come across people and they're like, yeah, that's all good, but we don't like a 12-month contract. The short answer is contract can be whatever length you want it. It truly doesn't matter to me, because I don't want it for 12 months. I don't get paid unless I get it and sell that thing. So going 12 months is not a good thing for me.
Okay, so I discussed that time frame with my sister.
Okay.
And I like, you said, listen to the end. I like that you do that, because it does show that you're not, trying to pull the wool over anybody.
That's
you're
right.
Like, I'm gonna try to do my best, but if that's not good enough for you,
there you go.
Here you go. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna call you right back. And
then
the only thing that on the contract that we would want is just to let you know before I forget it, because when I call back, I might be so excited.
Yeah.
But there are cameras in the house. If the owners want it, they can have it. If they don't, they won't convey. So we kind of want that in the disclose that they can, if they want, the ring cameras, but they don't have to.
And and they're not going to go free of charge. They're going to go with the price tag if you end up wanting to keep them if they want to keep them.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they can have them in there. They convey with the house.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. I'm gonna call you right back as soon as she reaches back out to me. Okay.
All right, ma'am. You have a fantastic weekend. We will talk soon.
Oh, we're gonna talk.
That's right. All right. Let's see you. All right, guys. I don't know how much of that you caught, but that's another listing. It's another $150,000 listing. It's not big. It's not sexy. But look, here's the thing. You need to treat your $1 million clients the exact same way that you treat your $150,000 clients. Treat them with the same enthusiasm, the same excitement, the same everything. If you do that, if you treat everybody that same way, who knows? This was their dad's property. They might live in $1 million houses, $2 million houses, $5 million houses. Who knows what they live in, right? Who knows who they know? What if their boss comes to them and says, hey, you had a good experience with that last agent you had for your dad's house, right? Yeah, well, what's his number? You never know where these threads or these tendrils are going to reach out to. So treat everybody the same way. And that was a lot of rapport with both sisters. I got both sisters, like you could hear that last lady, you could hear the smile on her face. So I imagine I'm going to get a call back from her in a moment, and then I will be shutting down this video and putting together a contract. And we will get that over. And then I'll be putting another listing out there. That'll be number 17. Of course, I've got one closing on Monday, so I'll be back down to 16. But this is how we move the needles, right? The needles. This is how we move. This is how we move the needle. We're constantly pushing to get one more deal and one more deal and one more relationship and one more conversation. How fun was that conversation? What other real estate agent is referencing Mike Tyson in their calls? Like, get creative, make them laugh, make them comfortable with you, give them a window into you as a person, right? Because if you're following the Zero to Diamond program, I'm one of Ricky's Zero to Diamond coaches. If you're following the program, the goal is relationships over transactions. I'm building a relationship in that call. We're still talking about real estate. I'm still looking to get a transaction. I'd love to get a transaction, but I'm building rapport above everything else. I don't care. I'll get the deals, and I get plenty of deals. I'll get that. Build that rapport, get them comfortable with you. Let them know that you're there to put on the boxing gloves and go to war for them, right? Doesn't always work out, but you're there to do your level best to get them the most money they can for the property that they're trying to sell.